Hello everybody, my name is Bragster and welcome to the Impact No Surrender predictions. This will be one of the predictions that is on my own. I do not know how many I've gotten right to wrong so far. I might keep a track of that over the course of the year, including the ones I do with Kai, but I'll only keep a track of my score. I might keep a track of his over the year as well to keep an eye on like our own little contests there, but I want to keep a track of mine over the course of the year and see roughly how I've done. But this is the No Surrender pay-per-view. I do have to admit I have not been keeping up with Impact very well. I've been struggling really to like keep up with it just because my uni work has increased, so a little bit I know what's happened, so I know why the matches are the way they are, but I don't really know the ins and the outs, so this is a risky predictions contest for me to do, but I did say I would do Impact pay-per-views as well. So first up on the card is Triple XL and Tennille Dashwood facing Decay, with Black Taurus now a part of Decay instead of Abyss. We do not know where Abyss is at the moment. I hope he gets well soon. That was a joke. But yeah, for this one, I think it's going to be Decay. Big reason, Black Taurus. I think that you do not add a new member to a faction and have them win. Now, the normal way this would go about would be Decay losing here and Tennille Dashwood getting a win back, but I don't think that's going to happen here. I feel like the right decision is to have Decay win here and just to prove themselves as a good faction within Impact. I think this one's an easy one to predict. I could be wrong, they could surprise me, but I think it would be stupid of them to have Decay lose here. Then on the card is Deonna, Perazzo, Kimberly and Susan facing Jordynn, Grace, Jazz and ODB. Now, normally the right thing to do here is to have Deonna, Perazzo, Kimberly and Susan win. That's the right thing to do here because they're an actual faction. Grace, Jazz and ODB aren't. ODB and Jazz are reasonably old, and if they lose, they don't lose anything by losing here. However, they could go down the route of having Jordynn, Grace pin Deonna, Purrazzo to get a title shot. I'm going to go with the safe option. I'm going to go with Deonna, Purrazzo, Kimberly and Susan. I feel like they need the win a bit more, and I know Deonna Purrazzo's got the title, but she's not really done much with it since the Hard to Kill pay-per-view where she beat Ty Valkyrie. She's kind of been portrayed as a little bit more of a cowardish heel, I think, a little bit, in obviously having Kimberly and Susan by her side. But I do believe that she should win here, probably pin Jazz or something. I just think that Jordynn Grace is going to get the win here, and that's going to set up a Purrazzo versus Jordynn Grace match for the title. But I hope not. Then we have Dina with Violent by Design by his side, facing Jake Something, formerly known as Cousin Jake. This match is a little bit of a blow-off match to their feud, and I think Jake Something should win here. I think he should. I don't know. I'm going to go with the safe option. I'm going to go with Dina. I feel like Jake Something will get his win eventually. As I mentioned last time, he needs to have the downfall. Because obviously Violent by Design were just created at the Hard to Kill pay-per-view. So I feel like Dina needs the win here as a single star. Jake Something needs to go on a downward spiral and then get the win. To be honest with you, I feel like Jake Something needs the win here to prove himself as a single star. However, what I would say is maybe, just maybe, this will end up being a cage match or something, that Jake something will win, and that's how he'll get the win, is what I'm thinking. I think Violent by Design will get involved here. It will set up a match at the next pay-per-view, the big one. I think it's Sacrifice or something. Hopefully that happens, where Violent by Design get involved, then it creates a cages match, and that will be on the next pay-per-view, to which Jake something will get the win. So I'm going to go with Dina here. Then we have Fire and Flava facing Havoc and Neveah in a Texas Tornado no DQ match for the Knockouts Tag Team Championships. That's a mouthful. I'm going to go with Fire and Flava here. I think, although Havoc and Neveah have been pitched as really strong contenders for this title, I feel like Fire and Flava need the win here. They need to have a decent reign with the bouts, something that I think in the WWE Women's Division they didn't allow the likes of the Iconics to do, was to have a good reign. And you know, they're not weak. Kiera Hogan and Tasha Steelz are not weak. They are not bad performers. They're just facing two monsters. That's why I think the no DQ stipulation will balance the tables a little bit, and that will be, you know, the way around it. You don't have Havoc and Neveah lose twice cleanly because you've got the one being a weapons match. I think Fire and Flava need the win here, and I think they're going to get it. Then we have possibly the match I'm most looking forward to on the card, which is a triple threat revolver match between Daivari, Suicide, Willie Mack, Ace Austin, Trey Miguel, Chris Bay, Josh Alexander, and Blake Christian. This is for a number one contender. This is a number one contenders match for the X Division Championship. So whoever wins here will go on to face either TJP or Rohit Raju, which I'll get to later. This is one of my favourite matches I think I've seen in recent time. Like new concepts that I've never seen before. This whole triple threat gauntlet is just a great idea. I don't know why no one's seems to have done it on a bigger platform than Impact before, but I'm glad Impact have done this, because while all eyes are on Impact at the moment because of their AEW connections, it really means that by them doing this type of matchup now, it makes, if anyone else does it, it makes it look like they're copying Impact. And I know that shouldn't be in the mind of people and producers, but I think it should be. I think a little bit is, you've got this concept in mind, do it while all eyes are on you and make it your concept match. That'd be quite cool. Who do I think is going to win here? I've got to think a little bit, because I'm gonna go through the 5 people I think it could be. Willie Mack, Ace Austin, Trey Miguel, Chris Bay, Josh Alexander. All people that could walk away with the win here. I think the rest of them, not so much. I think Willie Mack, I might take out the equation a little bit. I think, I don't know what they're doing with Willie Mack at the moment, and I feel like they've got all eyes on other people. I think Josh Alexander's got a cool little storyline at the moment. Wouldn't surprise me if he's in the final triple threat match, like the final 3. But I don't think he's going to pick up the win here. So we're left with Ace Austin, Chris Bay, and Trey Miguel. Ace Austin won the Super X Cup. Chris Bay is the former X Division champion, and Trey Miguel has just returned, which is exactly why I'm going with Trey Miguel here. I think this is the right time to push Trey Miguel, even if he loses that X Division title match. It will be nice. I want Ace Austin to go up to the main event picture. I really do want that. I think Chris Bay can play off this character of, I'm never going to get my rematch. Eventually he will get his rematch for the title, but I think Trey Miguel winning here would be really, really cool. Really solidify his return. Surprise return, very surprise return. I was expecting him to leave. I really was. I do think this is going to be a quality match, and I do think it's between those 5, but I do think Trey Miguel's taking this one. Then we have Hernandez and Brian Myers facing off against Eddie Edwards and Matt Cardona. This is a tough one. This is an actual tough one, because Hernandez and Brian Myers have got this mini connection going on. Eddie Edwards obviously not long beat Sami Callihan, and Matt Cardona's not long debuted in the company, which is why it should be Edwards and Cardona, and that's who I'm going for. It's again the safe pick that I'm going with, but I do think it should be Eddie Edwards and Matt Cardona. I think this could be a way of Brian Myers attacking Hernandez and just getting rid of that partnership, or it can make their partnership stronger. Eddie Edwards needs to move up into the main event scene, similar to Ace Austin really. I think that win over Sami Callihan should have propelled him up higher, not kind of, if anything, he's gotten lower down the card. It's a bit weird. And Matt Cardona getting a big win would be great, and I think an actual win on pay-per-view will be really good as well. Obviously, he did get a win in the last pay-per-view, but it was by DQ. At least this way he gets a proper win on pay-per-view. Then we have TJP versus Rohit Raju with Mahabali Shera, or just Shera, for the X Division Championship. This, I do believe, will be TJP. I think this is TJP's time to kind of carry that title for a little bit. I think Rohit Raju was due the rematch. I think this is the big blow-off match between these two, and I think this pairing with Shera was to shake things up a little bit and maybe cast a bit of doubt as to whether TJP will retain, but I think he will retain. I think he should retain as well. TJP, I really do like. I think he's a really good wrestler, and I would love to see the matchups, any of those matchups from the Triple Threat Revolver match. The people I mentioned, TJP can have a really good match with, and I know Rohit Raju can as well, but TJP can have like a next level match, and while all eyes, as I mentioned, is on Impact, I think it's the right time as well for TJP to retain that title and put on the best matches you can right now to keep fans around. Then we have the Impact World Tag Team Championship match between the Good Brothers, Sabin and Storm, and AEW's Private Party, accompanied by Matt Hardy. Now, this match changed. Obviously, it was initially just the Good Brothers versus Private Party, which I thought was a really tough match to predict. And then they added Sabin and Storm, and I know exactly what they're doing. I think it's going to be the Good Brothers. I think the Good Brothers are going to retain these titles, and I think they're going to pin Sabin and Storm to do it as well. Adds a bit of tension across Impact and AEW, and also adds tension to stuff within AEW, as in the Private Party getting a bit screwed over by the Impact guys. It kind of makes sense, and we could see involvement by Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks or anyone like that, so it'd be interesting. But I do think Sabin and Storm are taking the pin, probably more specifically James Storm, but I think the Good Brothers are walking away with this victory. And the main event, which is the Impact World Championship match, where Rick Swann is facing Tommy Dreamer on his 50th birthday. I do love the fact that they've done this match. I think it's a very clever thing to do. Give a guy a match on his birthday, on his 50th birthday of all things. It's a pays tribute to a legend, and while providing a match that people would look forward to. I do believe this match is going towards Rick Swann, though. I think Rick Swann is winning this one. I don't think Tommy Dreamer is walking away with the win. And this is leading to a big Rick Swann versus Moose match. I think it's also leading to a Rick Swann versus Kenny Omega singles match at like a big blockbuster pay-per-view. I think that's going to happen. If anything, I would love a triple threat. I would love that. But I do think that's what it's going towards. I think these three worlds are colliding and they're on a collision course. Putting the title on Tommy Dreamer kind of wastes the opportunity you've got. So I do think the right decision is having Rick Swann win this one, and Tommy Dreamer unfortunately not walking away with the victory. It would be cool to put the title on him, but I do think it's just I don't think it's the right decision, especially with all the storylines going on right now. This is the best time to really put your best people at the top of the card, and that's exactly what they're doing. So yeah, that is it for my Impact Wrestling predictions. I am really, I'm excited for this pay-per-view. Bear in mind, I've been keeping up with Impact, but I've not been watching it religiously as of late. I'm really excited for this pay-per-view. I don't think there's a wink match on this card. I think this is going to be a really fun pay-per-view, and I would highly recommend it. If you don't usually watch Impact pay-per-views, I've watched the last couple. They've been really entertaining. I highly recommend them. This is a big one for Impact, and I hope they steal the show here. Obviously, we do also have NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day. I will be doing predictions with that, hopefully with Kai as well. So hopefully we can get a proper predictions contest between us two again. But this one is on my own, and hopefully I get a lot right. I would love it if I get all of them right, just to boost my ego just a little bit more. But yeah, hit that like button if you like this video and are continuing to enjoy my predictions contests. I hope you guys do enjoy them. Put in the comments down below, who do you think will win in these matches, especially that triple threat revolver match. I think that's the most open match on this card. Tell me what you think of this pay-per-view. Will you be watching it yourself? If you're new here, please do subscribe and check out all my other content on this channel, and I shall see all of you in the next video. See ya!